This is the Transformers Generations Studio Series Deluxe Class Ratchet, and today we are doing a 2-for-1 review featuring both versions of Deluxe Class Ratchet in the Studio Series line from Hasbro and Takara Tomy. The first version, which is the Transformers the movie version, comes with the saw blade, and this is from Wave 1. Whereas the second version, which is essentially just a repaint of the first version, but without the saw blade, they've given him his blaster. I don't know if you can see it right there. His blaster gun. And he is from Wave 3. First version is number 4. Second version is number 16. And as you can see, you get the Dark of the Moon colors for the second version, and the Transformers the movie, first Transformers the movie colors in this first version. Okay. All right. And here are both Ratchet figures out of packaging. Figure number 4, Transformers the movie Ratchet, comes with a Transformers the movie backdrop, and the Dark of the Moon Ratchet has the Chicago Dark of the Moon backdrop or diorama behind him. And both come with a set of instructions that are quite different, well, slightly different. Okay, and packaging. So, pretty cool. The sculpt for the Ratchet figures are actually pretty nice, albeit it feels a little small, but the amount of detail that's been put onto it, the proportions for the figure, I actually kind of like it. As you can see, both share the same mold. They were just given different weapons. Head sculpt is the same, just painted differently. This one feels like it has more paint. This one has paint too, but the lamps are not painted there. It's painted here. The head sculpt, there's more silver here than this one. Yep. There's no paint on his feet. It's just gray and green plastic. This one has some silver paint. And they differ basically with, other than the paint apps, is the weapon. This one, the first version, was just given this buzz saw, which he just holds, and it just, you can spin it, but it doesn't really do much. You can clip it right here, or whatever. And yeah. Whereas this one, I think, has the better weapon. He has the blaster, which we've seen Ratchet wield in most of the movies he was in. And you can, obviously, you can give it to this one, and it actually fits him nicer than the other one. And this one, the buzzsaw would probably fit him better for some reason. Yep. Okay, on to... the figure does have a lot of kibble on the back. Yeah. I don't know how to compress that even further, but that's... came packaged that way, and that's just the way it is. The first figure, though, some quality issues on him that I did notice are the hips, the very loose hips he's got. I don't know if it's just an isolated case for me, or if those of you who've bought this figure have had the same problem. That sucks. But this one, I think they've sort of fixed it. And the legs seem to be, the ball joints seem to be a little bit tighter. This one's still loose, a little bit loose, but this one's much tighter. So they've tried to fix it, at least. Let's give credit to Hasbro for that. But it's still generally loose, and if you put the figure in a in a wide stance, he's just gonna slump like that. And yeah. But no worries, Ratchet doesn't even do wide stance, so pretty good. Articulation for the figure, it's got a swivel neck, no waist swivel. It's got this ball jointed shoulder. He's got a shoulder hinge for the shoulder that goes this way because of transformation. It's got a ball hinge bicep. It's got a hinge elbow, no wrist articulation. And then ball jointed hips. It's got a thigh swivel that's hindered by these kibble, these leg pieces. It's got a hinge knee, goes all the way there, and a hinge ankle with a ball joint. So yeah, sans the quality issues, the sculpt, the figure mold is actually pretty nice, and I'm surprised that I actually like it, because I was getting ready to complain about how small it is, but yeah, the sculpt is well done, well made. And here are both Ratchet figures with the rest of the gang: Studio Series Ironhide, Optimus Prime, and Jazz, and of course the Revenge of the Fallen Bumblebee, which is not a Studio Series. That's a deluxe class, for those of you who have not figured it out. Both Ratchet figures look okay with the other Studio Series figures. The scale is okay, I guess. So, not bad. If you're trying to get a Ratchet that will scale with these Studio Series figures, obviously the Studio Series Ratchet will fit the bill. Yeah, it looks great with the others. Okay, so let's transform Studio Series Ratchet. Okay, first thing you want to do, you want to pop this out, pop this right here. There's a tab that will tab onto the roof, right, like that, like this. Put that there. Feet point down, rotate, rotate, move them like this, bend the knee all the way back like that, and this whole leg assembly is going to not snap, but sort of fit in at the back of the vehicle. Wait, fold these out, sorry about that, fold them out like that, and tab, and just like that, these things just snap like that. It felt like it feels like there's a magnet, but the legs just snap in on the back of the truck, just like that. Just like that. There are no tabs. They just fit nicely. A very satisfying transformation. Okay, the correct way. Transform. This is robot mode. Snap it in for alt mode. Rotate the neck. Untab that whole chest assembly. And what you want to do is you want to rotate just the middle piece. We've seen this in some of the deluxe class Ratchet figures, and don't make the mistake of rotating the entire thing, because this thing isn't supposed to rotate. It's just this thing that rotates, the middle part. Okay? Keep this one steady, and you should be good to go. You risk breaking that whole peg assembly if you rotate the front grille as well. So with that, what you want to do is untab the 4 headlamps, which are really these headlamps. I thought they were real. There were 4 headlamps because they get tucked in behind the wheel. All right, the arm assembly goes down like this. Just line them up with the door, just like that. And then you're going to want to collapse this whole assembly onto the side. What you want to do is you want to sneak in that signal light, that bit of a fender right there. Okay. Right there. Okay, and then this one, just sneak it in right there. And there you go. There's a small peg right there. And on the other side, I was very afraid of that. I thought they'd be one of those that'll be tight. When after some years they'd be tight and that they'd break off, but apparently they're loose pegs. They're very loose. They're not very tight when you insert it. So there's little chance of breakage in the future. Now this one, the wheel is just not cooperating. You just have to tab that wheel right there. That. Okay. And there is Ratchet in his Humvee H2 alt mode. Notice here, this one tabs in nicely. So either way, you get the idea. That's probably got to do with mold degradation with this particular figure. Okay, so here they are in alt mode, both of them. Yeah, this one's classic Ratchet, movie Ratchet. Yeah, this is the one you want to get, but I think this is the better figure. Color-wise, I like this one more. The weapon is right there. I mean, I'd settle for a blaster more than a pizza cutter anytime. Okay, obviously you can mount them on the side as well, but the instructions say to mount them on the spare tire. So yeah, a little bit save for the quality issue on my copy of the figure for the Dark of the Moon Ratchet. I think I'm liking this version more than this one. Size comparison, here they are with Deluxe Class United Tracks and Legends Wind Charger. There you go. So final thoughts on the figure. Should you get it? Yeah, I was actually quite surprised that I liked the figure, despite its diminutive size and flimsiness. The figure, at least for this one's a little bit better, despite having some mold degradation. The joints on this one seem to be a little bit tighter than this one. But yeah, this is a good Studio Series figure. It's small, but it does fit well with the other Studio Series figures. If you have to get just one, I guess it's a matter of preference, but I think you get more bang for your buck with this one. You get the blaster, you get nicer colors. Overall, I think this is the tightness of the joints. I think they've sort of tried to fix it with this one. I think this is the one you want to get. But if you're like me, who's trying to complete all the Studio Series figures because they're numbered, and you're probably going to get both. Or wait for them to go on clearance and then get them, because I'm pretty sure these are going to go on clearance, because Ratchet, just like the Dread crankcase or crowbar, they're warming the pegs at most of the retail stores I've seen, especially here in Manila. So there you go, folks. I hope you enjoyed this little video review. This has been the Transformers Generations Studio Series Deluxe Class Ratchet, figure number 4 from Transformers the Movie and figure number 16 from Dark of the Moon. Thanks for watching.